You're exhausted from chasing something that keeps moving. And the strange part is, you already have what you're looking for. Stay with me, because there's a guided meditation built into this that might be the most useful 2 minutes of your day. Here's what we're actually doing in the next few minutes. We're going to look at 2 ideas that sound almost too simple to matter, but tend to quietly rearrange how a day feels. The first, peace and joy aren't rewards you earn at the end of a productive week. They're already present, underneath the noise, waiting for you to stop negotiating with them. The second, the constant inner chatter we mistake for thinking, the planning, the replaying, the low-grade commentary, is actually drowning out something far more useful than itself. Put together, these 2 ideas ask us to stop treating happiness like a prize and start noticing it was never missing in the first place. Imagine you've been carrying a heavy bag for so long you forgot you were carrying it. You've gotten good at managing the weight. You adjust your posture, plan your route around it, compensate without even thinking. You've even started to assume the weight is just how life feels. This is the moment somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, you can set it down. Not someday. Right now. And by the way, the bag was never yours to carry. Let's get concrete, because abstractions don't change anything. It's a Tuesday afternoon. You're between meetings. You've got maybe 11 minutes. And you pick up your phone because that's what we do. We try to decompress through a small glowing rectangle. But nothing in there helps. You feel vaguely tense and you couldn't say why if someone asked. There's a comment your manager made this morning that you've now replayed maybe 6 times, each time with slightly different inflection. There's a conversation at 3:30 you've already mentally rehearsed 3 ways. Somewhere in the background of all this, you realize you forgot to eat lunch. And here's the part worth noticing, none of this feels strange. It feels completely justified. It feels like just life. Of course you're tense, look at your calendar. Of course your mind won't stop, look at what's on it. The noise has an explanation, and the explanation is airtight. This is what carrying the bag looks like from the inside. You don't experience it as suffering. You experience it as Tuesday. Now watch what we do with this feeling. Because we don't just sit in the vague tension, we go reaching. We reach for the scroll, the snack, the plan, the next thing on the list, the text we send to feel a little less alone, the small approval we collect from finishing something. Each of these promises a tiny version of the thing we actually want, which is just to feel okay, to exhale, to stop managing, and they all kind of work for about 30 seconds. Then the feeling reassembles itself and we're reaching again. This is the exhausting part, not the work, not the calendar, the constant low-level reaching for something that keeps not arriving. We've built whole identities around being people who are almost there, almost caught up, almost rested, almost ready to enjoy our lives. The peace is always one good night's sleep or one finished project away. What if it isn't? Go back to that Tuesday afternoon. Somewhere in there, you step outside, maybe to grab coffee, maybe just for air, and for about 4 seconds, between the door closing behind you and your mind picking up where it left off, something happens. The inner voice goes quiet. Not on purpose. You didn't meditate. You didn't fix anything. The meetings are still coming. The comment from this morning still happened. Nothing external has changed, but for those 4 seconds, you feel completely fine. Not happy exactly, not excited. Just fine. Settled. Here, and then it closes back up and you keep walking and you forget it happened. That 4 seconds is what this whole lesson is actually about, because something was there. Something was underneath. It didn't require you to earn it, schedule it, or believe anything new about yourself. It required you to do, briefly, nothing. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If peace shows up the moment we stop reaching for it, what have we been doing all this time? Here's the turn. Here's where it gets interesting. Most of us walk around assuming the voice in our head is us. The narrator. The planner. The one running simulations and commentary all day long. We treat it as our intelligence, our personality, the seat of who we are. So when it's anxious, we are anxious. When it's loud, we are loud. We don't question it because we don't even see it. We see through it. But consider what happened in those 4 seconds outside. The voice paused, and you didn't disappear. In fact, you were arguably more present than you'd been all day. You could feel the air. You noticed your shoulders. You were there, which means the voice isn't you. The voice is the noise. And underneath the noise, something steadier has been quietly waiting the whole time. Something that doesn't need to plan, defend, or rehearse. Something that already knows how to be okay. That's the bag, the voice that won't stop managing every angle of your life. That's the weight you forgot you were carrying. And the suggestion here isn't to fight it or fix it or out-meditate it. The suggestion is to notice that you can, at any moment, set it down. Not because you've earned the right to. Because it was never yours. So what does this actually look like? In a normal week, between normal meetings, in a normal life. It looks like this. The tension shows up. The mind starts reaching. You notice, maybe for a half second, that you're doing the thing. The scrolling, the rehearsing, the managing. And instead of trying to stop it or judge it, you just let the noise be noise. You don't have to silence it. You just stop treating it as the most important thing in the room. And in that small pause, you remember, there's something underneath this. There always has been. You don't have to build it or find it. You just have to stop stepping away from it. The 4 seconds outside wasn't a fluke. It was a glimpse of your actual baseline. Everything else, the reaching, the rehearsing, the bracing, is the departure. Peace isn't the achievement. It's what's already there when you stop achieving for a minute. You're going to forget this by tomorrow afternoon. That's fine. The point isn't to remember it perfectly. The point is that now you've felt the tap on your shoulder. You know the bag is there. And the next time you're between meetings, staring at your phone, vaguely tense for reasons you can't name, you might just notice you've been carrying something. And you might, for 4 seconds, set it down. Let's actually do that now, together. If you'd like more teachings and guided practices like this, You can like the video and subscribe. And now, we'll move into a short guided meditation. Let's take 2 minutes. Find a way to sit that lets your body soften a little. Shoulders down. Jaw unclenched. You don't have to do this perfectly. You just have to be here. Let your eyes close, or rest them on something still. Notice that you're breathing. You didn't have to start it. It was already happening. Now notice the noise, the thoughts, the lists, the small commentary running in the background. Don't fight any of it. Just see that it's there, and see that you are noticing it. Which means you are not it. There's a part of you, right now, underneath all the managing, that isn't doing anything, isn't planning, isn't bracing, isn't reaching. That part has been here the whole time. Let your attention drift down, away from the head, into the chest, into the belly. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Feel the ground beneath your feet. This is the bag we talked about, the constant low hum of holding everything together. You can let it go for a moment. Nothing will fall apart. Set it down. Notice what's left when you stop carrying it. Not emptiness. Something quieter than that. Something that was already here. This is your baseline. Not your reward. Not your goal, your baseline. Breathe here for a few seconds. No agenda, nothing to fix. Nothing to become. Just this. Just here, just fine. And when you're ready, let your eyes open. Let the room come back. Let the day come back. Notice that the day didn't actually go anywhere. You did, and now you're back. A little closer to what was already true. Carry this with you for the next hour, if you can. Not as a technique. Just as a small remembering. The peace was here the whole time. You just stepped away for a minute. Thank you for practicing with us today. If you'd like, there's a free digital copy of A Course in Miracles available through the link in the description. You're also welcome to leave a simple comment such as, "I am grateful. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself these few minutes when you could have done 100 other things." Be gentle with yourself today. The noise will come back, and that's okay. You know how to step underneath it now. That's enough for one Tuesday. I'll see you next time.